Hi, everyone. Welcome to another More Than Organized Monday. We're going to talk a little bit about sorting our stuff today because good sorting is kind of the basis for all good organizing decisions. You have to sort things correctly or you're going to get different results. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. But I want to remind you guys to go to morethanorganized.net. Lots of free resources there, stuff on how to deal with your stuff, how to deal with papers, how to deal with productivity in general. So check out morethanorganized.net. And then just to catch you up, we're talking about the steps to getting organized. And there's more than just one step to getting organized. It's more than just putting things into a pretty container. It's about picking what things go into the container in a logical and methodical way so that you have access to the things you need when you need them. And so we've gone over several things. We've already covered this, that there are steps. We covered that you need to connect why you're getting organized in the first place to your bigger picture vision. What is it you want your life to be like? What do you need to do those things? And so we want to have that connection established before you really start to get into it too deeply. And then we talked about the plan of attack. When you enter an area that you want to organize, whether it's a drawer or a garage or your closet or a desk drawer, something small, something big, a project, think about what your plan of attack is. And you want to adjust for having the right amount of time. So you're going to play around with how much time it takes you to do things and chunk down spaces to smaller things. So if you get interrupted, you don't feel like everything from the garage is out on the driveway and it starts raining. Because that's what tanks most of the people I work with, their efforts. They try to do too much at once, and so then they can't reel it in by the end of their session. So we talked about that. We talked a little bit about the materials you're going to need, a trash bag, a Sharpie, a box cutter, very little. You need to stay hydrated. You may need some music, but you need very little to actually start the organizing process. So once you have all that in place and you know where you're going to be organizing, you want to start sorting. And there's many different ways to sort. Oh, I totally forgot to update my little tab. Okay, sorting can be done a bunch of different ways. The library uses the Dewey Decimal System. The grocery store puts like kinds of foods together. So it has all of your soups in one place, all your condiments in one place, all your breads in one place. So there's different ways of thinking about it. Sometimes people sort by size or by shape. That tends to not be that effective when you're doing it in your home because you have a lot of different items and they're all a little bit different. So usually shape and color are kind of subcategories that I recommend for people, not bigger categories. And when you're sorting and categorizing things, you want to do it from the biggest option possible. Is this about home or business? Is this about clothes or office stuff? Is this about kitchen or bathroom stuff? Bigger categories work better. And if you did a little bit of the planning exercises that we talked about a couple weeks ago, you probably have some definitions started for your rooms. So if you're working in, let's say the office today, you know that it's for doing home office-y things, running the household management stuff, paying the bills, or perhaps running an actual business from your home office. So those are the kinds of things that would be in the office. So a good way to sort that is stuff that belongs in this room versus stuff that doesn't belong in this room. Whatever way you start thinking about it, let's just start by like things together. So you have some categories, but you also want to put like things together. A good way of thinking about it is if you're doing the office and you're clearing off the desk, perhaps you have some office supplies on the desk. So all of the office supplies could go into one box while you're doing the sorting and purging portion of the project. All of the things that are related to bill paying could go in another box. All the things that are related to work product could go into a different box or pile. You don't always need a box just because you're sorting into a category. You can do it as piles on various parts of the desk. And so you start pulling like things together, and then you can see where you have duplicates, where you have extras, where you have too many, where you have a hole in the whole plan. Perhaps you are sorting office supplies and you realize you don't actually have any file folders, and that might be why you haven't been filing in a while. You might be out of Sharpies. And until you gather all the like things together, you don't know. So that's the first step, is to put like things together, and the like things that are going to be in that room or that space that you're currently working in. Other things need to go out of the general vicinity. So start by thinking of what categories you have. Is it pens? Is it pencils? Is it art supplies? Is it crafts? How can you create the broadest category and then chunk it down from there? So this step, it's really simple and it's short depending on the area. So keep the area small, sort like things together, and it's a good idea to go ahead and pull the obvious quick trash out as you're doing the sorting. Anything that's actual trash, expired coupons, wrappers, stuff that has things spilled on it, things that are broken, things that are already ruined that you know for sure are trash. Go ahead and let those go. No need to put them into the let's evaluate on a deeper level part of the project. So quick trash while you sort into like things together categories that are appropriate for the room or space you're working in. And only use obvious subcategories at this point. So office supplies, yes. And when you find the third or fourth Post-it pad on your desk, go ahead and put all the Post-it pads together within the box of office supplies, or all the file folders kind of next to each other as you do that sort. And you'll be on the right track. Okay. Yeah, this is the part where my brother talks about it as taking your hodgepodge and putting it into actual piles. The piles are categorized. Hodgepodge is everything that he dumped out of a junk drawer. So think about it that way. You have a bunch of stuff, you need to categorize it and sort it into those categories for you to do the next step. And then just work in one area at a time. Don't overload yourself with too much space, and you'll be good to go. Next time, we're going to talk about how to actually do the purging, the full purging, not just the quick trash. And there's a couple different strategies and ways you can approach it. So that will be a fun next step. All right. morethanorganized.net. Don't forget, there's free resources over there, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.